Tough night for his brother tonight. The turn now of George Hardwick. 2 guillotines and those submission wins, 4 wins in his last 5. Big win against Richard Kiley last time. He is a tough guy, George Hardwick. And this, one of the more eagerly awaited fights of the night, our final prelim, Chris.
Excellent kickboxing, love his attacking jiu-jitsu. He's a really smart fighter, very well trained, well rounded, and always takes the fight where his opponent is weakest. So I think in this one, he's going to look to fight everywhere and probably take it down to the mat.
And now from Italy, Niccolò Soli.
Sky's the limit. Se cade già sei mi rimbalzi. Mi sento come Niccolò Soli.
Well, Niccolò Soli thrilled us all with that remarkable triangle choke against Dan Gazelle. I know it had a lot of people purring in this very arena last year. And Soli is a thrilling talent as well, 2-0 with Bellator. He says MMA is his life, his everything, and this would be a highly significant win if he could pull it off tonight.
He's emotional, he's entertaining, he's got lots of wild techniques, throws things from odd angles. The big question for me is, can all of that explosive maneuvering overcome the very fundamentally sound George Hardwick here tonight? It's a big contrast to styles. I think he's going to go out there and try to get a quick start in and go for broke. The question is, can Hardwick weather the storm and expose him?
Patriotic hairstyle, quite a character. Tail of the tape then looks like this. Soli 3-0, Hardwick 5-1, both young at the starts of their careers. Now Soli uses those long levers, 6'2", so well. He's got a slight reach advantage as well. It's a brilliant match, this. Let's get to our cage announcer, Craig Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live around the world on Bellator's YouTube channel, coming to you from the Allianz Cloud here in Milan, Italy. And this is our final prelim of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing in the blue corner, standing 5'11", weighing in at 155 pounds even. He has a record of 5 wins, only 1 defeat, from Middlesbrough, England, presenting George Hardwick. Across the cage in the red corner, standing 6'2" and weighing in at 155.6 kilos. He remains undefeated, 3-0, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, by way of his hometown, Biella, Italia. He is Niccolò, the Monkey King, Soli. Referee for this one, Mr. Dan Mergliotta.
So Niccolò Soli and George Hardwick here. The Monkey King crawls out of his corner and is ready to do battle. He is a unique talent, but Hardwick is exceptional as well. And it's already an explosive start on the feet here.
Yeah, fast exchanges so far from both guys. Hardwick actually has a really strong background in kickboxing and Muay Thai, so he will not feel uncomfortable here. But I think we're going to see the ground game, maybe looking to expose the back. He's got a really good back take and a phenomenal rear naked choke attack, so that would be a good option. Soli is a risk taker, though. He loves to entertain, loves to be flashy, and he's promising a performance here this evening.
4-0 as an amateur, Soli. 3-0 as a pro, yet to be beaten. Good leg kick there from Hardwick. Wild, isn't he, Soli? Great to watch.
Yeah, every single one of these shots so far has been thrown with evil intentions, for lack of a better word. The problem is, Soli was punching really nicely there in the end of his shots, but he went in a little bit too deep here, and now George gets the ground game going. Double unders. We'll see if he can do something with it.
George Hardwick said that Soli fights immaturely and leaves large openings. He's going to take advantage of those.
Excellent. Soli there playing a little Uchimata with the overhook. Hardwick recovers. Thought about a foot sweep. This is a great matchup. This was always going to be a really fun fight. The pace that Soli can put out is something Hardwick was always going to be too happy to engage in. And you're seeing that here. Both guys just working everything. In the clinch, we saw it in the kickboxing to start. The knees, the exchanges of positions back and forth. Really entertaining stuff to see. Soli creeping around here, but Hardwick with an underhook isn't going to allow him to get to the back, I don't think.
Soli's never gone past round 2 in his combined amateur and professional fights.
And here comes the back take. This is one of the best positions for Hardwick, I thought, in this fight. He's got one hook in. John Kavanagh talking about the triangle. You could hear it there. I don't think Hardwick's going to go for that. I think he's going to try to stay a little bit deeper. Yep, and then re-grip either for a body triangle. There, makes the correct adjustment with his hips and then gets the connection with the figure 4. He's got to maintain the position and not get dropped off as Soli TP's up here. Smart from Hardwick to hold onto the leg and collapse the frame that Soli has put in place. Now stretching back out. It's the back and forth. Sometimes you have to kind of go backwards a couple steps in jiu-jitsu to regain the position that you fought so hard to get. And as Soli now tripods up and tries to shake him, Hardwick has to address that. And that's what you're seeing here. Now he's going to go for the choke. It looks to me like he's got the arm underneath the chin. Now he's had to release.
It's fascinating to watch them upside down, isn't it? Looking at their options. Hardwick in particular, trying to work out the right way to break this man down.
There's a submission here if he can get a hold of that leg. Soli knows that. Squats back down. Hardwick, though, that body triangle is a key lever in this position.
Yeah, Hardwick just sticking to him. It's a very, very tiring position, this, for Soli as well. Never underestimate that.
Nice punches here from Hardwick. He's staying busy. This isn't just a pure grappling matchup. This is MMA, and he knows it, so he's trying to do everything he can. Now he goes back to that leg. I believe that's called the Suloyev stretch. Someone on the internet is going to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a submission. He could finish this. There we go. Wow. Seconds to go.
Such a thinking fighter, isn't he, Hardwick? You can see the process there from him, and he's still thinking about it there. He looks in absolute control of everything that he wants to do here, George Hardwick, and Soli needs to find some answers here.
Very interesting round so far. Hardwick was able to get the back like I thought he was going to go for. And for sure, neither fighter looked uncomfortable on the feet. So Soli, I think, needs to get back to basics, make sure he stays on the end of his combinations and doesn't allow Hardwick to get that body lock, because that was where it all went wrong. Hardwick was able to get him up to the fence And then, of course, get into that takedown scenario where the back take unfolded.
Round two then between George Hardwick in the blue gloves and Nicolo Soli in the red. Eagerly awaited matchup this, and it's not let us down. Hardwick on top in round one. Soli needing to respond here. Again, another electrifying start.
I like how Soli is mixing it up here. Giving some different looks, staying behind that jab. Hardwick is walking him, though, to try to get to that fence for sure. Excellent jab there from Soli. And a 1-2.
Yeah, using that reach for the first time almost in the fight. I'd like to see him throw the uppercut a little bit more as well if he could set it up with those long arms.
Hardwick continually walking forward. He's got a very disciplined guard. I mean, that comes from that background in kickboxing and Muay Thai. Oh, nice dig to the body there from Hardwick. Soli's throwing back, though. I mean, this is a fun fight because both guys were never going to feel uncomfortable trading in the middle in the pocket.
Kick as well there from Soli.
This is the differentiator. Hardwick went for the level change. Now looks to take him down out of the clinch, and he passes cleanly here. Not quite, actually. No, there we go. Soli regarding. Got that inverted donkey guard. And attacking the leg now of his own. Hardwick stays with it and then gets the back take. Beautiful. He avoided the leg lock attack. Now has both hooks in.
It's a dangerous position now, this for Soli.
This is where he found magic in the last round. This is where he was able to really shut down Soli. It was the least competitive position. Hardwick punching to try to open up that neck for the choke. Very smart. And you see the way that he pulled the wrist in to collapse the base of Soli? All of these things are a methodical dismantling, if you will, to open up that choke. Credit to Soli, though. I mean, he's defending so far. He defended a number of different attempts in the last round, and so far has proven he's able to do it again. He really needs to turn Hardwick to his right to relieve the pressure on that body triangle. The figure four side of the lock, if you will. This is better. Now he can start to work it open. There's a bunch of ways to do this. One of the ways is you can step over the leg. You can see now with the right leg, he stepped over Hardwick's right leg. You can hip in to make it uncomfortable and force the guy to release it. But punching here to a guy who's on your back, there's more efficient ways to do it, in my opinion. Hardwick stays now with it, going to the mount. Soli bucks, tries to roll. He might be able to get out of the back here.
He nearly found a way, didn't he, Soli?
Hardwick now has an armbar. He can roll through. If he maintains control of that leg and kicks through, he can go into an arm lock, but he may opt to actually go for a triangle. Both are possible here. He's just crossing his ankles in this crooked guard of sorts. Yep, now he's going to go to the arm lock.
He's looking for it here, Hardwick.
He was going to kick through for the triangle, couldn't achieve it, now retains the guard. The back and forth exchange of positions in this fight has just been awesome.
I was just going to say, what we're watching here is seriously good.
Yeah, very technical and scrappy, with both guys just flowing back and forth. Hardwick couldn't get the hook in. Soli able to get the stand up.
You can see their minds racing as well.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep up here, Dave.
Speed chess. All of that said, Hardwick feels like he's having the better of it here. Closing seconds now of the second round.
There we go. Hardwick able to get him down off the fence. Nice. Very, very nice. I love the way he did that as well by sweeping out the back foot. Great round, but a strong round for Hardwick. And I think Solie has to come up with something a little bit more efficient, because right now he's up the river, and quite frankly, he's losing this fight.
No paddle at the moment. Needs to find one. Surely Hardwick 2018. And Solie needs a massive final round here. Both so impressive in their own way. There's something almost robotically good about Hardwick.
Yeah, I agree. He's such a well-trained guy, and he's so good in so many different ways. Like, he could kickbox in this fight if he needed to. He could do a lot of different things because he's just so well-rounded. And I think that's been the difference here, is he's always prepared to take the fight wherever he needs to, based upon how it unfolds in front of him. Because a guy like Solie is so unpredictable, and you just need to be able to have those things in your back pocket.
Third and final round. Solie needs something massive here against the seemingly imperturbable George Hardwick. The moment he's heading the Monkey King for his first ever defeat.
Nice counter right there from Hardwick. Solie's going for broke here. I mean, he's throwing some big shots, which is good, but I want to see him set those up. Nice right. That was good. Good counter right hand there from Solie. The jab is going to set everything up, but the thing is, one of the things that I figured was going to be an issue was Solie committing so hard to every single strike. I don't want to say he's punched himself out, because it's been a tricky pace as well on the mat. It's not an easy thing when a guy's got your back for that much of 2 rounds at this point.
Solie knows he needs something massive and decisive and momentum turning.
But my point is he needs to set it up. He needs to let that unfold. Yes, time is your enemy at this point and the clock is running, but throwing every single shot with all you have is just a recipe for Hardwick to time himself and bide his time and get in and get to this position, which is what he's done in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I'm with you. When the winning moment comes, the moment you turn it round, it may only take a split second, but it's the minutes that you've spent building towards it. But how many fighters do we see knowing that, but still panicking and still trying to make things happen too quickly? Right hand from Solie, but great response from Hardwick with that work to the body, and then an elbow as well.
Excellent body work there from Hardwick. You saw that wide open when Solie's guard was high. But make no mistake, I think he's going to get him up to the fence and then get a hold of him just like this. Level change, gorgeous. Beautiful takedown. Sucks his hips away from the fence, puts him straight down to the mat. This is what has won Hardwick this fight. The willingness to adapt, the willingness to go out there and not be one-dimensional.
Little warning there to get your toes out of the cage to Solie.
I'm liking the consistency of the work weight from Hardwick. He's never been too far ahead of himself. The footwork follows everything, whether it's his punches or his kicks or his wrestling, everything is set up. He's never out of position. Very fundamentally correct. And he's been prepared for a tricky fight against a guy who's unbeaten, you know, a guy who's not been stopped.
That dig to the body again, it was so well placed from Hardwick.
And that too. Solie went for a takedown. He's tired. I don't want to call it a lazy or a desperate takedown, but Hardwick read it, nice sprawl, and then now is able to find himself in a dominant position on the mat. So Solie went in and Hardwick sprawled and then converted now to a dominant grappling position himself. And Solly can go for these things like that. He can box him in the ears, but Hardwick now just playing for time, I think. And why not? You know, you're cleanly up on the scorecards. You're up against a dangerous guy, a guy who is tricky, a guy who does have power and probably carries that power late in the fight. Just dismantle him piece by piece. Stay methodical. Follow the blueprint. Stick to the game plan.
Keep doing enough. He's done more than enough so far.
And take the back again. Here we are. I said it during the walkout. I felt that the back take was going to be a vital thing in this fight. Solly's bucking. He's trying to find a way out here. Even thinking about giving his back to open up an escape, but Hardwick is just all over him here. And the way that he goes up, that's a good escape, but Hardwick then just skydives and stays super heavy.
He's feeling sorry for himself there, Solly, I think, feeling his left eye and feeling that the world's against him as we head into the final 30 seconds. Great display, another big display from Hardwick. Solly's had enough, hasn't he? By the looks of things, he knows the way the wind is blowing, and it's blowing the way of the man from Middlesbrough.
Hardwick back in, seconds to go here. A few good punches for good measure. A dominant performance, and I believe a dominant win on the cards for George Hardwick here tonight.
Solly's really disappointed. You can see there the little shake of the head, but Hardwick knows, Solly knows. He got better as the fight went on.
Absolutely, and for sure some 10-8 rounds, I would say, on the scorecards. We'll see what the totals are, but just great rounds here from George Hardwick tonight, and a tough test and some lessons learned, I believe, for Solly. Here we see the exchanges on the feet, and Solly absolutely did have his moments. You see the right hand landing there. Hardwick now responding with the body shots. But I believe one of the key themes for this fight was Hardwick's ability to close the distance, take him down off the cage, and get to the back. Here we see that double leg, just bouncing him off the fence, sucking the hips away. Very efficient performance from George Hardwick here tonight.
Super efficient, and a winning performance as well, surely. Yet another really good match on these prelims, but one in the end that isn't that hard to score. Solly beleaguered and beaten, and I think he knows what's coming. Hardwick will move on and will be very,
Ladies and
very
gentlemen,
tough to
all
beat.
three judges see this the same way. 30 points to 27. Going in favour of the winner by unanimous decision from Middlesbrough, England, George Hardwick.
30-27 was probably the best that Solly could hope for. George Hardwick, the winner of the final preliminary fight by unanimous decision. He goes to 6-1. It'll be interesting to know where he goes next.